Hi Hearts, it's Michelle from The Healing Heart. So here we are sliding into the end of July, almost into August. And first thing I want to say is, if you don't know who I am Michelle from The Healing Heart, like I just said. I am a psychic medium, I am a healer, I'm a writer, I'm a singer, I'm a jack of all trades when it comes to spiritual stuff. So what I like to do here is I like to talk about all things spiritual, all things ascension. I like to talk about growth, personal growth, and how to instill a little more magic into your life. So, as you know, I've been advertising, doing lives, and wanting to connect with everybody intimately, being able to have conversations back and forth and see what we can drum up during a live video together. Oh, I got something that popped up here. Get that out of the way. So what I discovered, and I never promised to be a super techie person and that I know all the ins and outs of how to do this, so I'm really just plugging my way through this, like walking through the fog. But I attempted to go live, and I guess I have to have a lot more subscribers to go live. So if there's some other way that I can go live on YouTube that anybody else knows, if there's like an app or something else that I can do, let me know. Just let me know in the comments. If not, then I guess the minimum is 1,000 subscribers, and we'll just have to wait till that comes on YouTube. But I do go live, or I did go live on my Facebook group. So if you go on to Facebook, The Healing Heart, you can join that group. And my assistant is admin on there, and either myself or her will add you into the group. And I will go live at least once a month on there. I'd like to go more often if I can, but I'm working really hard at balancing myself out. A couple other things I wanted to mention are classes are starting. I have classes with spiritual growth, spirit communication, that's starting, when is it now? Next weekend. There's a limited amount per class. I also have mentorship starting. I've got one mentorship that's ending right now, so I've got a new space that's open, or that will be opening up next week. It's all on my website, www.thehealingheart.com, and you're welcome to go on there and check that out as well. So, what did I want to talk about today? Oh, wow, there's been a lot going on. I know I say that every single time, but it's amazing when we see what's happening in the world. And here in Ontario, in our city, London, we have a mandatory mask, what do they call it? Like, mandatory to wear a mask, basically. And that was really interesting. It started on Saturday, and I just happened to be in the grocery store, and I was watching people in the store, in the grocery stores, chasing people through the store, hollering at them to put a mask on. And it's so bizarre because I feel like I'm in some kind of a twilight zone, because I've really noticed that I've taken this observing point right now. I'm sure many of you can understand this. It's like watching everything happening in real time and having this whole dialogue that's going on. It's a bit bizarre. I'm going to share something, and I've shared this with a couple people, but I thought this was really interesting. And Spirit's just saying that what's really important about all of this is to understand what our power is, to understand that there's a lot going on that's very much connected to fear. Yes, there is a virus, and yes, people have gotten very sick. And I'm not going to get into all of that. That's for a totally other conversation. But the message that I'm receiving to share with you is to be very discerning about what you're watching what you're putting your energy into. If you're absorbing yourself in the media, if you're watching cases rising, numbers, a lot of politics, a lot of the reports in the media, you're being inundated with a lot of information, and you may be thinking one way with your conscious mind, but your subconscious is picking up an awful lot too. And there's multi-layers to what's going on. This is not a black and white truth. This is not, this is right, this is wrong. There are many shades of gray. There are many colors in between. So keep in mind that your very best tool right now is your discernment. And that's why we've been getting the messages from Spirit for a while now about going inside and knowing ourselves, releasing things that are not us, being authentic, really letting go of the persona or the label or say the personality that we have been living under, or the identity that we've been living under that really wasn't ours in the first place. Letting go of all those things and really discovering who we are and walking in that truth. Because by doing that, you begin to discover what comes forward from the ego, what comes forward from authenticity, from the higher self, from spirit, and you're able to discern information much easier. That's having this internal guide within us at all times to help us see the truth. So a couple things that happened. I had an incident, well, I didn't have the incident, but a few weeks ago, my daughter and I hope I didn't already share this, but I don't think I did, but I did share this with another friend. I was in the grocery store with my daughter, my soon-to-be 15-year-old daughter, my middle daughter. And we were picking up some groceries, and as many of you know, the lineups are, you know, there's arrows going up and down the aisleways in the grocery stores so that you have to pay attention to what way you go through your store so that you're not bumping into people. Everybody's in an organized fashion. And so we had just picked up a few things, and we were wrapped around the outside aisle to line up to go through the cash. And my daughter and I were just talking amongst ourselves, and this lady in front of us asked us the time, and we started chatting with her for a second. And mind you, there's, again, I'm sure most of you are going through the same thing, that there are marks on the floor to show us exactly where we have to stand so that we keep our distance between ourselves and other people. So the lady in front of us was asking us the time, and we were just kind of having conversation back and forth, and then all of a sudden we start to hear shouting, like a male shouting and yelling, saying, "I said get the F back," and just screaming and yelling off the top of his head. And my daughter and I and this woman were a little startled, and there was quite a long lineup in front of us and quite a few people behind us as well. And we looked over, and there were two men, and the one had gotten his cart too close to the other man. And this is before the mandatory mask had come in. So one was wearing a mask, one wasn't. And folks, I'm sure you've picked up on, especially all of you that are watching this are intuitive and are very aware of what's going on right now. But there's a lot of heightened energy, and everything has two polarities. We can either go down to fear-based energy or love-based energy, and it comes out in many different ways, but there is a lot of fear. And this is not pointing fingers at people or saying, oh my God, look what this person did, but to understand that it comes out sometimes in these type of situations. It can come out in road rage. It can come out in all kinds of ways that a person is projecting their anger, their fear. Anyway, so they were yelling back and forth, and it got hostile. It was getting like a little bit scary almost. My daughter turned to me wide-eyed, and she couldn't believe it. She was shocked. And Spirit said to me, this is an opportunity that you can help. And I knew that Spirit didn't mean to go over there and try and settle it, because that wouldn't have been a good idea for me. And in the past, I may have thought that was a good idea, but what Spirit was sharing with me was to use my ability, use my healing ability, and to send them light, to send out a light vibration to them, to send healing to each of them, call in angels, call in guides, to be able to help circle the energy around them. And I took the opportunity to show my daughter what we have the power to be able to do. And I said to her, okay, I said, don't worry, just watch for a second. I said, we're going to send out some light. And I said, pump out all the light from the inside of you, straight from your heart, right into the both of them. And I said this quietly to her. So out came the light, and we just poured it and concentrated it on the situation, asked for the angels, the guides' help. I kid you not, within less than 30 seconds, the one man stops and says to the other man, you know what? I don't know what's gotten into me. It's just so much going on right now. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that to you. I shouldn't have started that. And the other man said, hey, it's okay. I understand. And so they were like, do you want to go ahead? Do you want to? No, you go ahead. No, it's no problem. Oh, I'm really sorry. And they had a little bit of an exchange, and the energy dispersed. And it was quite amazing to see. And I'm not saying this in a way to say, oh, look, I'm so powerful. I sent out all this energy and this is me that did that. That's not the point here at all. What I'm saying to you is this is what we all have the ability to do, because we are all connected to our higher selves. We're all connected to Spirit. We're all connected to each other. And when we have intention, and when we work it on a regular basis, it gets stronger and stronger. We believe it. We trust it. When we have the right intentions, and this wasn't an intention to do anything other than to help, to send energy, to send healing. And so this was for the good of these two individuals as well as everybody else around. So whenever you're sending healing or you're doing anything like that, any type of spirit work, anything that you are involving yourself in, you always want to look at the intention of what you're doing. It was also a moment for my daughter to experience, and it was very powerful for her because it was such, I don't know if I can even express how heightened and angry that situation got. And to see it disperse so quickly, and for the two of them to calm down and exchange apologies with each other was pretty amazing. So each and every one of us has the ability, even though we may feel in circumstances that there's nothing that we can do, that we may feel our hands are tied, and sometimes there just isn't anything physically that we can do. Sometimes there are not words that we can say, but we always have the ability to be able to send love, to send healing. And how you do that is simply up to you. There really is no right or wrong way to do it, because it's truly about your intent. It's truly about the power of the intent, and it's out of love. It's connected to God, to Source, the universe, whatever it is that you wish to describe it. When we are sending healing, when we are sending love, we're a conduit for that energy. And we're all connected, which is how we're able to send distant healing. So the point of saying this today is to remember, when you feel that there's nothing else that you can do, whether it be someone in your life that's having a hard time and you're just not sure how you can help them, prayers do work. Sending love, sending light, light is information, sending love to a situation. And it doesn't mean that we're always going to be able to fix a situation for somebody in the way that our mind may say that needs to be done, but it's the trust in knowing that when we use that power and intention from our heart, Spirit will always direct that to the place where it's meant to go. Spirit will always make sure that that ends up exactly where it's meant to be. So just remember, whatever's occurring in your life right now, you have the power to create that energy, to open up that tube, and to funnel that energy through you and send it out directly to anyone that needs it. And if you're sending energy to somebody that doesn't know that you're doing it, because I know a lot of people are like, well, isn't that crossing boundaries if we're sending healing to somebody who's not open to it? What I do, and this is up to you how you do this, there's no right or wrong, but it's to ask the higher self of the individual, ask Spirit to be able to send that energy to whatever is allowed for that person, whatever's for their highest and best, because it's not up to us to decide that, but it's up to us to be that engine, to be that motion, to send it forward. There's so much power that we have within us. There's so much that is there that we just are on the surface of tapping into. Well, I guess I'll leave it with that today, guys. What else was I going to say? I love you all. I'm really thankful that you're all here. And, you know, it feels really, really awesome to be able to share my truth. And I appreciate from the bottom of my heart each and every one of you that sit and watch these videos and listen to me, whether I'm talking about Spirit or telling you a story about myself. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And so my intention today with this video is to send out a love vibration and a healing vibration to you. Whatever is going on in your life right now, whatever you're feeling or whatever you're needing help with, I'm sending healing angels. I'm sending loving energy to each and every one of you, right from my heart to yours. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, hearts.